My trip to the Wind Rivers was truly, I don't even know if incredible is the word that could describe it. It was awe-inspiring. Such a special place. So many times I would walk a step and just drop my jaw and grunt something of awe and wonder. Then I'd walk another 10 steps and sigh again. Just my breath was taken away with what I was seeing. It was almost sensory overload. It was incredible. So yeah, it was a good trip. Actually, our trip, we started with a different itinerary. We had a different plan. We were going to do this 60-mile loop of awesomeness, I called it one time. We're going to be doing some off-trail hiking on the other side of the Continental Divide, getting some pretty big boulder hopping, beautiful backcountry lakes. That was the plan. But day one, things changed. My friend, who came with me, his name's Adam, had a little bit heavier pack than I did. His was 65 pounds. Mine was, I think, 36. And we had a big day, a 15-mile day that first day. We went from the Elkhart trailhead to the middle of Titcomb Basin. And by the end of that day, he had some pretty bad shin splints. Amazing thing to me is he didn't whine, he didn't complain. The whole trip, he had them for all, 6 days we were gone. And if I heard him, he would start singing happy songs, making jokes about how he felt. But anyway, he had a shin splint, and it affected the way he walked. Had a hard time on the trail, but even a harder time when we went off trail and started boulder hopping. And that was going to be a lot of our second day, or third day, fourth day. And so come day 3, when we had to make a decision if we're going to continue with our original trip, we got thinking about it and made a change. We decided not to get on the backcountry deep into the winds where his leg, his shin, would affect what could be a problem. So we decided to kind of see the area, spend more time in the Titcomb Basin area. We spent time first in Titcomb Basin, spent a couple days there, went up to Indian Basin and over Indian Pass for a couple of days, peaked at Knife Point Glacier, summited Fremont Peak, probably the biggest peak I've ever done. It was also the hardest peak I've ever climbed. Took us half a day to get up to the top of that. Again, my buddy's shin prevented him from making it all the way, so I pushed the last 1,500 feet to the top by myself. At the time, I wasn't super happy. I didn't know if it was going to be worth it. But once I got to the top, it was. I had a special experience at the top by myself. After that, we came down and camped another night at Indian Basin. And that's when we decided to change plans. We ended up going back down the trail to Island Lake. And there we spent a day and a half. Very worth it. Beautiful country. Despite all the crowds and all the people there, we were able to feel like we had the place to ourselves. Ended up doing a little bit of swimming and some other things in that area. Just incredible. And the next day we hiked out back to Elkhart, where our car was. Spent a night on that trail. I caught my only fish. It was like a 4-inch brook trout or something, I don't know. $70 for all my permits for fishing, and I ended up catching one little or two little tiny fish. Anyway, incredible experience. Can't wait to get back. But one final thought. as incredible as my trip to the Wind Rivers was, and as close as I feel to God in the backcountry, and as awe-inspiring as those mountains are, I couldn't help but think of the miracle of life. I just had a son. His name's Javin. He's 4 months old. And as I look at him, I realize that he is a greater miracle than all of the Wind Rivers. Seems like God could easily make some mountains and smash them together and carve them out with wind and water. But to create life just blew my mind. Realization of how special it is to have a son, someone I hope to take on these trips with me in the future. Yeah. Good times. It's amazing how clear life focus comes when you're in the backcountry. Anyway, can't wait to get out again. Looking forward to next year's adventures. Till next time.